Mr. Jordan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Canapero, what was the number? How many crimes? It was like 5,000. You had some number?
In the U.S. Code, we, with reliable certainty, estimated 5,199, but that's only the code.
That's only the code. So how many crimes are out there that aren't created by Congress but are created by the agencies?
We don't know for sure, but the number is almost certainly around between 300,000 and 400,000.
So Americans can be charged with all kinds of crimes that they don't even know exist, that they don't even know they broke, that were created by people they didn't elect. That's the situation we're in.
Correct.
Such a deal, right? Such a deal for Americans. This is how ridiculous it is. I'll give you a real life example. The ATF, out of thin air, said something that they had even said was legal, that had always been legal, said we're going to now say pistol braces are illegal, and if you don't get rid of it, turn it in, destroy it, whatever, your property, if you don't do that, even though we told you it was fine years ago, even though there's nothing in the law that says it's a crime, you're going to be a felon. It's crazy. So I want to thank the chairman for bringing this together. I mean, you cannot create talk about lack of respect for the citizens of this country. They don't even get a say in the people they elect on most of this stuff that they can get charged with, which is crazy. How does that fit with our constitutional system, Professor Turley? I'll let you and Mr. Tolman talk a little here too. And we appreciate you all being here.
Well, it goes to what I mentioned earlier, that the danger of overcriminalization is it can change what being a citizen is. If everyone is potentially criminal in conduct that they engage in every day, it changes the relationship to the government. And by the way, it also has an impact on how people view real crime. So if everyone is a presumptive felon, if everyone is a mattress tag puller, if everyone can be charged with the discretion of a prosecutor for things that most people do, then you lose the stigma, the clarity for the real crimes. And that includes things like shoplifting. That is, you see the sort of casual attitude towards law breaking, but the government can be a terrible teacher in that respect by treating everything as potentially criminal, and then nothing's really criminal. It's just basically the government can either bring you into the criminal justice system or not based upon a whim or discretion. That has an enormously corrosive impact on the meaning of being a citizen, the relationship of individuals to their state.
Yeah, it diminishes respect for the law in general, and may lead to less prosecution of real crime, which Mr. Kiley just talked about. And then the thing that scares me, as much as both of those, is it encourages, I think, the weaponization of the government against people they don't like or who have a different political philosophy. And we have seen all three of those things in the last few years, which is, again, frightening and why this hearing is so important. Mr. Tolman, I'll go to you.
And one thing to keep in mind about the 300,000 plus regulations that have criminal penalties, almost all of those are white-collar crime. So you're targeting you have the largest section of your criminal laws are actually targeting those that most likely have no criminal intent. And that's why we're seeing such ability of prosecutors without any proper accountability to use that against everyday citizens that don't have criminal intent.
So back to the mens rea for at least that.
Or at least that.
Yeah, that would make sense. I'll give the Democrat witness, which I normally don't do in hearings like this. I'll let you say something if you want, Mr. Fox.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, you know, the whole idea is you have to actually intend to commit a crime. Just doing something, you know, thinking you're trying to help someone, like saving a bunch of sharks from poachers. Or there's another case where it was a man who was hiking on a mountain. He was a professional runner, went up what unbeknownst to him was a closed trail. It had two tiny little signs. Now he's battling federal charges. There's another case, Lesh versus United States, it's pending in front of the Supreme Court, which was a snowmobiler who was charged for taking pictures, advertising his business, which is not what he was doing, but that's what they allege, while he was on federal land. And in a case like that, because the max penalty is 6 months in jail, according to the Supreme Court, despite that there's no textual basis in the Constitution or historical basis at all, he doesn't even get a right to a jury trial at all. So this is just government, like, you did something you didn't know was a crime, now you're guilty, and not only that, but of course, Congress never even passed these
Yeah.
laws.
It'd been one thing to shake them down, but they're going to shake them down and put them in jail potentially. It's crazy. Mr. Chairman, thank you for this good hearing. I yield back.